Hey guys, I want to take just a little bit to look at this play here from AJ Dybansta in the NBA Summer League. He's number 4 with the ball on the left side of the screen. He's the number 1 pick of the draft. He's a 6'10" kind of wing player here. But even though he's tall, that doesn't mean he does not have great fundamentals. He actually has really, really good fundamentals, which is what made him the top pick of the draft. And what I want to show here is a couple of things. I want you to pay attention to the difference between the triple threat position and what I call the attack position. The triple threat position, historically, we call it, you can shoot, you can pass, or you can dribble. However, passing is not a threat. So when you hear Coach D talk about the triple threat position, you hear me talk about drive left, drive right, or shoot. Those each are 3 threats. All right. But then the triple threat is not our goal. What's really effective is what I call the attack position. And the attack position is what AJ Dybansta does here brilliantly against a really good defensive player. So right now, as you can see, this defensive player is at an advantage. Actually, he's got AJ Dybansta kind of pushed back a little bit. He has his outside foot outside of Dybansta's foot. And so this is a really good D. So if you try to attack from the triple threat position right here, you're going to be in bad shape. You're going to get pushed back or pushed to the side. You're not going to be able to penetrate anywhere on defense like this. And so you need the attack position. So watch him transition from the triple threat into the attack position. So boom, right there. This is what I call the attack position. So you're square, the ball is super low, like sock level low ball. Usually I say below the knees, but again, that attack position, the ball is super low. He has a slight bend, so he's in an athletic position. And clearly here, he's going to go right because his defender won't be able to keep up with him. But pay attention because he's got a screen coming. So he's actually, even though he could, if I'm number 34 right here and I see this, I'm not going to go even set that screen. Unless my coach is telling me to go set the screen, I'm just going to go away and create a large gap for him to drive. But they're going to go and set the screen, which he's a good teammate. So he's going to take his teammate's screen. But you can see all the advantage of the defense is gone away now. So just by him pivoting out of the triple threat and into the attack position, he went from the defense being at an advantage into now the defense being at a disadvantage, and he can blow by him if he wants to, but he's going to take the screen. So that's the first thing I want you to pay attention to is that subtle move from the see if I can go back here. That subtle move from the triple threat position. So here, boom, this is a typical normal triple threat. The defense is at an advantage. Now watch, he clears that space and he gets into that attack position. And we've talked about that attack position. And so last thing I want to show is his footwork on the Hezis. So this is a good Hezis. We call it Hezis, or short for hesitation. And so watch his footwork. He's going to come to a little jump, and then he's going to use his back foot to boost off and gain some speed. So here, he's going to slow speed here. And here it comes. There's the jump. Boom. Picks up a little bit of speed there. He's going to go 1-2. And he's going to finish. A little bit of an off-balance finish. But, I mean, this is a world-class athlete. So you're not really worried about that. So watch. They're going to show another view of his footwork. And I want you, again, to pay attention to how he jumps. That back foot comes off the ground. Here it is. There's the jump, back foot. Watch. Boom. And you can see that right foot never touches the ground there. So it's a great little move there. Here it comes. Boom. Right foot never touches the ground. Goes 1, 2. All right. And last thing I want to show, man, I just saw this. Watch his right foot when it touches the ground. Y'all see his right foot rolls just a little bit. Watch it again. His right foot is going to roll. I'm going to back up like 1 1 second. Come on. Here we go. Maybe too far. Yep, backed up too far. So anyway, we'll watch it all again. We'll watch it again. Here's the drive. Watch his right foot. Not here. Boom. You see that little shift in his foot? This is why I try to tell everybody, a lot of the older NBA players, they were able to play 80 and 90, 80, 81, 82 games because they played a lot off of 2 feet, and that prevents a lot of injuries. When you play off of 1 foot, you gain a lot of advantages, but it's much more higher risk play. And so that little bit of ankle roll right there could have been worse, especially if he landed on someone's foot. So that's just something to pay attention to. But here's the last thing I want to say. That hesitation move, it really looks good. It's really nice. But these moves only work if you are a threat to score the ball. Like, we could do a lot of drills and dribblings and, you can have quote unquote handles. But if you are not a threat to score the ball, none of these moves will work because no one's actually going to think you're going to score the ball. So you can do a hezi, you can go behind the back between the legs, you can do all that stuff. But if they don't think you're going to score the ball, then you're not going to be an effective basketball player. So you've got to work on your skill set to be able to be effective to score the ball. And then also, like the idea, the logic behind a hesitation, the logic behind a hezi is that you are a threat to also cross over, right? So pause. In this moment right here, you can see him. He's looking at the defense. So if you're not a threat to actually cross over, so meaning he's going to go from this right-hand dribble to a quick left-hand dribble and drive. If you don't have that within your repertoire of moves, then a hezi, again, won't work because no one's going to think you're actually going to cross over. And so because they think he could cross over and go, the hesitation freezes this defender here on the right. The hesitation, this defender right here, the hesitation is good enough to freeze him so that he can go and finish the play. So again, all this stuff, you can work on moves, but you really got to work on your game every single day at some level, so you can be able to make basic plays to be a good basketball player.